Let's start this. Hi, we're Group 2A, and I'm Dan, and we like to show... Come on, what's wrong?
Hello everyone, I am Ian, and it is a pleasure to welcome you here today on the stage of the Theater am EGI in Hanover. We cannot wait to show you what we've been working on for the past 6 weeks, so let's jump in. At the beginning of this project, we as a group decided that we wanted to learn as much as possible, to challenge ourselves, to push us to create new paths to explore. At the same time, we set out a vision for this project, which was to form a deeper understanding of the challenges of living and working in the same confined space, while developing and iterating on solutions which are deeply rooted in good and helpful interactions. So how exactly did we go about doing this? Let's go to Dan, who will explore this with you.
Thank you, Ian. We started our design process with a very broad survey we used as kind of a fishnet. We gathered a lot of data on how to work from home, how a suitable workspace looks like, and how to transition between home and work, and the top lessons learned during the pandemic. We looked through all the answers and took 3 main takeaways, which were mentioned most often. We had a two-sided approach. On the one side, we looked at the survey, on the other side, on secondary research. With the survey, we found that more than half of all respondents use something to transition into work mode. This something we call the trigger. It can be something like a fixed moment to start or stop work, or a dedicated workspace, or going out before work. Secondly, we found that 30% of our respondents cared about cleanliness of their workspace, especially their desks. And lastly, 36% of the respondents mentioned light conditions and the care for well-lit surroundings. On the other side, we looked at secondary research to gather experts' insights into our main takeaways. On 2 papers published by Microsoft, we found that commute helps people to transition into work mode, and in generally that people struggle with the divide between work and life. We wanted to dig deeper and to better understand our findings. And what we did, Ian is going to show you now.
Thank you, Dan. To go about this, we created a second, more focused survey, containing questions tailored specifically to understand more about this. What we found was that people who said that they used a trigger to start and stop working reported their own organizational work scheme at around 8 out of 10, while those who did not have one reported theirs at a 6 out of 10. Furthermore, we found out that people who work from home are generally more likely to invest in their own workspace, like desks and chairs, than those who work in the office. Also, people who have their own separate workspaces in a different room tend to report to feel less stressed than those who do not. In fact, they report to feeling 20% less stressed. Many respondents also mentioned the importance of appropriate lighting when asked what constitutes a good workspace, thereby giving credit to our last research point. After evaluating all topics through a combination of our secondary research regarding commutes, our own primary research regarding triggers, and our findings regarding workspaces and stress, we decided to focus on the topic of triggers and the transition to work at home. Now that we've had this topic, we wanted to create how might we questions to further guide our solution iteration process. Many questions were created and evaluated on the criteria that they need to be open regarding the solution and narrow regarding the topic to allow for a certain creative freedom. From this point forward, we also decided to rephrase the word trigger as mental transition, since we found it to be more understandable this way. Ultimately, we chose this as our final how might we question. How might we assist people with the mental transition to start working? Now that we have this how might we question, how did we proceed? To explore this with you, here's Dan.
Thank you, Ian. We splitted our group into 3 development teams to fully access the whole creativity of our group, and by that started the group phase. During this phase, we started to struggle. We felt that we didn't really understand the depth of the issue and started an interview-driven new research round. By focusing on our how might we questions as assumption, we dig deeper into the topic, and what we found reassured us in our path. We would like to share what we found.
For some months, I couldn't turn the switch off. I just kept thinking about it and through messages with the team. And for about a month or so, I end work at like 8 o'clock. Like I try to turn off because without that, the phone is always here. So
Okay.
The job is always here.
I missed transition time because I'm not a machine and I need time to slide out and slide in. I think I often end when I'm tired. When I feel like, oh, now I work too long, I feel like tensed or my eyes hurt, and or when I realize, okay, you should have a break, you should eat something. It's more like my body tells me, stop.
Since Corona, it is harder for me to start working, and I work from home and I get distracted more easily.
We've heard and listened to you. After a few hours of testing and researching, we've created 3 genius solutions for you. We've gathered some information in the interviews we've just showed you, and we've decided to provide one great solution for you. Let me show it to you. Is it hard for you to start and stop work? Get you easily distracted by everything around you? Are you not sure if you work from home or if you live at work? Don't worry, you will be able to concentrate on your work with this solution. What's going on here? This is Tom. He just started to work, but he seems to be so distracted. Oh, look at Jimmy. What's his secret? The secret is the button press. You press one button and get as organized and as efficient as Jimmy. We ask what you wanted to have, so here are our features. First, it closes everything else. Then it opens your favorite productive app. In this case, Notion. Web browser such as music and your favorite web pages. Like YouTube and Stack Overflow. Your background and dock changes, so your brain realizes it's time to concentrate now. And it will stop all of your notifications. Hear how quiet it is. That's why he is so productive. Within the future work mode, we will help you to remind you to take your breaks and help you even to come back into the work mode when it's over. We will gently remind you when your set time is over and even push you back into the leisure mode. Do you want to focus more during home office? Then click on the link and start your free trial now.
Thank you. This was almost everything we have prepared for today. But we want to use this moment to say thank you to the core team, which worked really hard in the last weeks to prepare everything you saw today. And to Chris Schütze, Philipp Poppe, Caroline Bitter and Eduardo, who helped us with the video, sound, makeup and hands-on approach with our website. And especially we want to thank Theater am Egi to allow us to film this today for you. Last but not least, we have one more thing. We want to invite you to our digital exhibition ground. You will find the link here and in the Zoom chat. Now, we can't wait to hear what you think about our solutions. Thank you very much and goodbye.